What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Coop Star Cards. I know it's been a minute, but I'm bringing you like a special treat, and I have a few other special treats for you guys, like some giveaways, and I'm gonna do some special things for you guys since for my hiatus. But we're back today. I just made top 4 at St. Peters, Missouri. It's about 200 people, almost about like maybe 170. I went 6-1-1, playing a very spicy deck, as maybe I've seen on my social medias. My matchups were I played against like Branded, Super Heavy Samurai, He Brick. Played against the Mathmech deck. I played against Lich, Cash Tier. Pretty much like one of each deck. My only loss was to Cash Tier player, and then I drew against like this Lich player, but he had game, and so he could have just entered battle. Funny story behind this. I was on my way to regionals, and I didn't have like a deck, and so I put this together because it's like reliable, and I just know what the cards did. And I think the big advantage for me was that a lot of people didn't know what the cards did, even though it's been out for a while. And I mean, it's not like a real meta deck, and so I guess people just forgot how to play against it, and that was my biggest advantage. But another advantage was I kept going second, and I just would like hand trap them a little bit, and they would just pass on like maybe a negator or whatever, one interruption, and then I just would kill them. And
wow.
So, I think that just was like my main like advantage to that. And on top of them didn't know like what was going on. Shout outs to everyone that supported me and everyone that's still subscribed to the channel. I know it's been a minute. Shout out to the still ones that's sticking around, and shout out to everyone that kind of helped me on the list that morning because I was scrambling for cards and just I didn't even know what my inboard was, but I just wanted to go have fun. And I happened to make top 4. So we played 40 cards, Adamancipator. We didn't play no super heavy samurai cards in the deck because those are bricks. And I know like it topped like a nationals, and some people were even online was asking, did I play it? I'm like, no sir, no solar. And so yeah, just a straight Adamancipator list, and here's the list. We play 3 small world. Just search any monster in your deck, and for the new format, there are like some cards I want to add into my deck. So if I ever draw this, like Kaiju, I should play 1 Kaiju. I could have searched this, but 3 small world. Then we have all the miners, the 3 analyzer, 3 seeker, and the 3 researchers. People still just don't know what these cards did. Like they would ghost over it, or they would just like hand trap me way too early, and just didn't know what they was doing. And that was my biggest advantage, I guess. And so I guess decks that people don't know what they do, this like your biggest thing. And another reason I like this deck compared to like let's say Super Heavy from the new format, because it has 12 1-card starters essentially. These are 1-card starters, can end up 2 to 3 interruptions, and this right here I guess 1.5 starters. And then these 2 you can like treat as your big bankies basically, because this is another 1.5 starters. But this right here I played 2 Doki. This definitely should have been 3 because it just was nice. It's basically a 1.5 card starter, so it's basically small world. So if I'm playing 3 of this, I always play 3 of this because like these are just very, very powerful.
Make your 4th grade teacher proud, man. Read them cards.
The other non-tuner cards that we played was we played 2 of the water one. This card it was cool for the tournament, but probably moving forward I probably wouldn't play it because every time I drew it, I couldn't discard it off Doki, and just every time I drew it had no synergy with the deck at all.
Stinky.
And it just pretty much like was a brick. But I might consider playing 1. The only nice thing about it was the second effect. I returned like my drag guy to the extra deck and was able to utilize drag guy multiple times in the tournament. But even then, I mean, I could have just like made Savage or something like that. So this card probably won't be played again, but it was nice. But we'll see. I might continue testing it. We played 2 of this one right here. It's the additional normal summon and a special summon from the graveyard, so it's an extender. And so this card is really nice. I might bump this up to 3 because if you see this, this helps you play because additional normal summon and express itself back from the graveyard essentially. So that really helped me a lot. Then we had the 3 supplier and the 3 guardian. This is just an extender, and it's an earth monster, which is very powerful with Doki. So I definitely need to bump this up to 3 because if you see any of these, you discard them and it can get you to your analyzer and you can start comboing. Because like I said, if you get to any one of these, period, in your deck, then
you're playing.
Yeah, we're playing. And then so that's essentially like just the core of the deck. There's literally no room for super heavy cards because you need all these. And so the rest I just play hand traps, and I think that's where I had the biggest advantage for.
Boy, that's a fat stack. What you mean hand traps?
Essentially 16 of them because we count driver as well. I mean you have to. We have 3 ashes, the 3 nibs, 3 imperm, 3 droll, 3 gamma, and driver. RIP to this one. This card went in against a Cash Tier player. Even though I lost the match, it was nice that I was able to enter battle with Evenly his board. He kept the Rise Hard, and I had Gamma, trigger Gamma them, and it was pretty nice. Still lost the match, but it just had really cool synergy. And I was gonna play like the new list I was gonna play 1 of this, the trap, and the the magic one, but the spell one. But I was like, nah, I might as well just give it the last shot, and it went in. Imperm was the best card in my deck because the people are still just slipping on like the Imperm column zones. Like I was able to just like activate this and just like negate.
But it was right there.
Right. One of the guys was like, yo, like. Because he activated his trap that triggered his monster for calls, and this was already activated this to negate like, another monster. And so it went to the graveyard, and he activated the trap in this column, triggered his monster for calls. I'm like, all right, man, so negated. I impermed it. He's like started scrambling and tried to make it seem like it wasn't in his column. Like, bro, like it literally was right here. And so he's like, all right. He realized he misplayed, and so moving forward though, maybe new format. This right here didn't do me that much justice, and so I'm not sure if I continue. I mean, maybe new format might side it, but if this was Valor, I probably could have beat that Cashier player. He did win the entire event, so I mean, he knew what he was doing. But so that was Valor.
The consensus is you'll be changing your defensive cards.
Yes, definitely. Just to apply for the new format. So we put a solid fully 40 cards. There's nothing else that I missed or needed. The only thing I might consider, because since I don't really search as much, I search with this, I draw off this, but that's getting cut, and I have this as a search card. So my only draw target is most likely this. So I might consider playing in Prosperities, because Prosperity is even more consistency. I only like brick like twice, but even then, like they end up bricking, or I just was able to hand trap them and draw like one of these starters. And so onto the extra deck. We got the XYZs. We have the Granite, searching for any rock. I'm actually even searching Nib if I already have like full combo. Searching Nib just in case they break my board. We got Zeus and Exciton. Essentially two Zeuses because this right here went in. I guess I played a Gold Prunk deck and he had like seven cards on the board, 3 in his hand, and I'm going second. Only had 5 or 6 cards, and he read this twice. I used the effect, he read it twice, and I was like, is that okay? And he said yes when he could have made a fusion or a synchro to like maybe go on Psychic and Punisher or even, I don't know, do something like. But so I resolved. I was like, yeah, everything goes to grave, and he read it again. He's like, oh, really? Then so I could have actually like lost to him, but I ended up getting it. I did play Dweller. Dweller didn't come up at all. Didn't even summon it once, but it just was nice in theory. But like I wouldn't go first and blindside this or blind make this because it's gonna catch tier format. So maybe I will stop this for the new format because even going first, like I guess maybe if a top cut in the event, I would know what deck I'm playing, so I might make it. But even then, like since I only went, it's 8 rounds, I only went first twice, and I never even made this. Another card I didn't make that would definitely be cut for the new format is Herald of Arclight. It just was too small, and people could just run over it. Like the idea was just, I can play through like a Nib if there was like holding Nib, I can make this on my 5th summon or something like that. But it just didn't come up. I could try to protect it with IP and like Unicorn, but that was just like not really the move because I want to negate that's gonna stick. For example, like this or like Baron, like monster decks don't attribute itself because that's just a neg. So we have the IP, the Unicorn, the Access. The Access has like I thought I was playing the Boral Sword, and this could have been something else. But this right here actually went in because I was able to summon this and like pop cards, and so that was really nice. We have the Excel Dragon, and for the Baron, and then the combo I was going for that I realized that wasn't that good was against Cashier especially, but against everything else it was pretty decent because Cashier just special summoned the monster and attacked over this, so that wasn't that good. But this right here combo went in. Shout out to Gamma because it was really nice. Basically, I want to do a farewell properly, but since I probably won't move forward with those cards, then probably won't play those.
Quick question. Did you find yourself making 8s or 10s more often?
There was never a time I needed another 10. So always 8s. An 8 that I am gonna like possibly cut these for and probably cut these for since I didn't make some of these at all was Boral Savage. There was a few times I realized I was wanting a Boral Savage or even a Crystal Wing. Because this right here was just spell Trap Negate, and Baron was already used like every single time, and this doesn't do anything like to negate anything. So definitely Savage or Crystal Wing need to be in the list for sure. Because Crystal Wing also can do a lot of damage to big monsters.
That boy, good.
The last cards I played was the Reptite. After the tournament, I considered even bumps up to 2 because that was pretty cool. Like it's good for your follow up and things like that. But it was all right. And this right here, I didn't summon this as much. This should have been Coral Dragon because this right here will make this more live. And I only summoned this a few times just for follow up. But if you're comboing, well, since I went second a lot, I didn't even need follow up. So maybe I keep this in just so that when I do get to go first. But you can't win every die roll. So
he didn't have all the testing. He just had the back seat of the car.
Yeah, like I said, I was just in the back seat, just working on my deck on the way, and this is what I came up with.
His brain got 4th place.
Onto the side deck, which was very, very powerful. I started D Shifter because the deck doesn't need the graveyard. Like I can set up multiple negations without my graveyard. And so the cashier player, yes, I did lose to him, but he left shifter in, even though like he saw me like, because I'm a first against cashier player, and he saw I didn't really use my graveyard as much. I did like a little bit, but I don't need the graveyard as much. So this is just for any back row deck.
Mismatch.
Like yeah, and so I think that's the biggest advantage that I had, because people was like keeping these in, and one guy like prosperity into draw, and like my only search card was the small world at the time. So I think that's like one advantage that I had, and that's why I think the deck did perform really well, and people were just reading everything. Then we just have this for the math mech and just brand it. I mean, the explosion lock, and I played against the LH player. This actually went in against Golden Lord. Like game 2, I banished both Golden Lords, and it was just game. So him would play 2. Definitely did play 3 in my opinion. Any cards that these didn't cover and the hand trap didn't cover, just dark rolled them. Like I played against the Naturia Runic deck, and game 1 he Naturia beats me, but I didn't have any spells. So I won game 1. Game 2 I didn't see this, but if I would have seen this, just show up Naturia beats and maybe Baron, and yeah, that's wraps for those. Then just some back row hate. Played 3 evenly, and I was subconsciously ready for the new format. I probably should play the third one just to fare well on it, but only have room, as you see, just for these right here. But these work perfectly fine.
Which one resolved most?
Well, I only seen this like once, honestly, which is crazy, or once or twice. I seen the cashier player where I enter battle, evenly him. Then I had Gamma and his Rise Heart triggered because he kept the Rise Heart. And that was the only time then against the LH player. But besides that, I didn't really see this card. I saw this right here went in. This card was just ridiculous because, like, I don't know, just went in. So those are the cards that really helped me most. So that's the list, guys. Definitely going to make some changes to it because now that I played the whole regional, even top 4 with it, I know what changes, especially for the new format. There are definitely some cards that need to be cut and could definitely be updated even more. We're still not playing super heavy samurai cards or anything like that, but we're just making it just more consistent and adapting to the new format. This is the mat that I won. It's a Amazement Monster. The mug is super, super nice. And then I got this sweet deck box.
I thought the deck was good.
Yeah, I haven't topped the original in a while, so like to actually top top in 2023 with a deck from 2018 was really nice. Thanks to everybody who supported me. If you have been subscribed and still subscribe, I appreciate you guys. Anyone that's watching this and hasn't been subscribed, you can if you want to. I'm start making videos. So see you guys then. Peace.